I know Felix might be coming in. But one thing about the Jing, I'm always talking about the Jing, and typically like in ward off, it's right here, or it can switch to here, or it can come out to here. It's not like the other hand doesn't have any Jing in it. Okay, the other hand can be pressing. I mean, so both hands have Jing associated with them. They have a manifestation of the energies that are happening in the body. And they're basically they're manifesting on all the surfaces of your body, and it's really where you're bringing your mind intent that they come into biggest play. But there's a manifestation at all times going on. So Jing, when I refer to it, I'm trying to go to the main Jing, you know, the main expression, the most powerful expression, sort of something like that. But the nice thing about cloud hands is that we have this kind of changing Jing where it's kind of wrapping and unwrapping, and and so what I'm going to suggest is when you're concentrating on one hand, don't completely lose sight of the other hand. So there'll be a place where they transition, and that transition place you have to kind of pick it up without a gap. So this is the thing about Sun Tzu's The Art of War and how it relates to Tai Chi, is the gaps are where you're vulnerable in a martial sense. And so, and also I would say too, health sense, a gap is where openings are. So we want to have this kind of continuous, it's also it's a light touch with your awareness. I mean, sometimes it's really acute, you know, when we're really looking in and we're really thinking about it, but it's also very, very diffuse as well. And you need a little bit of that happening all the time. So just that. Well, I will just keep track of when Felix comes. I'll let her in, and but why don't we start with the Shen Yi Qi Qigong? Well, let me just say a couple more things about this one too. And John encouraged us to really really practice the Shen Yi Qi Qigong as a way to start getting these aspects of the IYTC into our body, especially the Shen, I think, because it's so, it's not taught the same way in other forms that or other traditions that I've encountered, at least. So this is John's encouragement to us. And having said that, one of the things about the Shen aspect, when we open our eyes, there's this, so we don't kind of go open and stay like shocked open where the body, there's this kind of eliding back into, John calls it bounce back. So we open, and then there's this natural kind of recoiling in. So watch for a tendency in your body to become stiff, or to kind of have this shocking straightness in your openings. They should be powerful and big and broad, and they should be buoyant. They should still have elasticity in them. Okay, so all right, just that. Let's stand up and do the Shen Yi Qi Qigong. I'll keep my eyes out for our friend Felix. And all right, see if I can. Okay. Guess I have to mute everybody. Sorry about this. I just want to remind people, tongue, toes, and the eyes, and those two areas in the head, the jade pillow, the occiput, and the head top. Okay. So those are things that we want to. Those are good, happy triggers to have. So feel for the asking star and open your body. Connect the pendulum in the way. Draw down pendulum into your body and open. Something sinks and something simultaneously floats up. The Ming Men, it drops down under coccyx, comes up the front, orbs, and just keep your mind coming up. And John's newer words now are go to clarity. Wake up. Feel that second opening. Your heels will get activated. Pull that mist in through the body, activating back. And right around C7, go ahead and weld the head top, the head and the back into one continuous aura behind the body. And then go to sleep again. Go to clarity. Wake up. Open, secondary opening. Bring the mist in through the body. Feel the back aura come on. And from the head top to the coccyx, one continuous shield. Go to clarity one more time. Wake up. The head function set up. Open again. Feel all the energy of the biosphere available. Bring it through your body. Then weld the head and the back. Just drop the hands, relax. And do the same thing up here, opening the heart. Something immediately drops down. The big vessels in the leg drops down the inside, kind of continuously rises up the outside. Let that push the hand from the below, to float the hand from below. Try not to lift the hand. See if you can have them push from below. And then receive. Let it rain on your hand. We had a few days of mist and rain. Beautiful here in Santa Fe. Receive. And find the color of the sunrise. And bring that into tien. And take a moment to let it just course throughout the body. John says, be creative. Use your power of imagination. Drop the hands, relax. Open again, sinking and floating, sinking and floating. Receive. You can open your head top too. Just your whole body is a receptacle. All the surfaces receive rain. And get that color of the sunrise. Associate it up in the third eye, but bring it down here into tien. Stimulating the chi of the body. This is the chi portion. It's spread around, nourish you. Relax one more time. Open, sink, float, receive. Sunrise. Relax yourself. We're going to work with the heart center now, the intent. We're going to do that by opening here and dropping the awareness in to a pool between our knees. It's going to create these rings. One will attach to our hands. We'll bring it up to the level of the shoulder. Feel the fullness in the jade gates as you open, and then closing the front. Very much like the polishing exercise we do. Open the back, close the front. Feel the left and right channel. Open the back, close the front. The hands drop down to the level of the pelvis. Connect with another large ring, with a ring attached to your hand. Feel the sacrum open and close the pubis. Open the sacrum, close the pubis. A much smaller ring attached to your hands, and bring that up so the mind will work with scale now. Bring it up to the navel, level of the elbows. Open the back, close the front. Open the back, close the front. Open, close. Just relax the hands. Now with the mind, I want you to pull clapper, the pendulum, pull that up. Your mind, pull it up into the heart. Tuck it in. And then just close the shutters. I want you to practice this. Let your awareness work on the back. Kind of closing the energy into the body. Containing it. Working down the back. When you get to the base of the spine and the coccyx, I want you to close the etheric shutters between the legs all the way to the ground. Practice using your mind. And then John says, forget about it. Forget about it. So, I don't see our friend yet. She might have having trouble. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, any questions on the Shenyi Qigong? Anything from anybody?
Would you please remind me how the gaze is moving throughout this practice?
Yeah, so it's most used in the Shen phase, and it comes awake and it gets very sleepy again. It doesn't have to close completely. When you do go to clarity, it's okay to close the gaze down completely. But the gaze in the Shen it's very awake, and we aren't really focused on any particular point in space. Sorry, jiggled. But just let the eyes open and just connect outwardly. That has this opening quality. In the rest of the form, I would say a fairly neutral gaze is fine. When you go in the second section, in the chi section, when we go to find the sunrise color, I would say use your gaze to triangulate the shape of the color at about the level of the third eye and kind of connect that stuff. It's the one place where Wei Shu Ren talked about color. I don't exactly know why it's important. I'm just going to try to engage with the idea that color is important for some unknown reason, and take that color of sunrise and then bring it into my body. Okay, so we're really, that's one place that we do that. Let's see, what other, and I would say in the last section, in the E section, the gaze is fairly neutral. Okay, so there may be some kind of more alertness to the gaze when you're opening, and then a kind of a sleepiness when you're gathering back in. I'm speculating, but the place where John really talks about it is in the first one, and then that second one right where I just mentioned. Gloria, did you have something?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay, in the second part where we're opening the back and then closing our front, our chest.
That's the last one. That's the,
Okay,
that's
the last one.
Okay.
I cannot feel an opening in the back. I feel like the back is closing as opposed to opening.
All right. One of the ways that Wolf had a good description of this. Imagine a hula hoop that has metal filings in it. Okay. I know this is a weird thing, but so when I'm closed in like this, all the metal filings are back here. They're in back. And as I open, the metal filings stream around the hula hoop. And as I come together, they come together as well. That's an image that Wolf used. I thought it was a good one. And so just imagine in this tube. So if you look at me from the back, Gloria, so when I open, I'm spreading up through here. There's this spreading. So I'm spreading out here. And then if you think of the sternum, there's this, it's a plucking sensation. There's a closing in here, okay? A closing on the front.
Totally feel that plucking. And when I pluck, I feel like my back is opening.
Okay.
And
so,
my back is supposed to be opening. I don't feel that.
Okay. So when I would say, don't worry about it too much. If you start the process, you bring the rings up like this. So if you have your elbows back like this, you are going to feel closed in your back. See how my elbows are right now?
Yes.
So if you bring the elbows up, so bring the ring up like this, okay? So the elbows are still away like this, so that the back does have a chance to remain open. I'm going to suggest try that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And I guess one final thing I would say, Gloria, is at the beginning of the process, there is a sense of the back starts from a place of it's less closed, and then it starts to open. Okay, so it's almost like there's a condensed quality to begin with. So, but as you open it, there's this spreading out that goes with this ring, the motion of the ring. So if you just practice the polishing that we do, you should feel this a little bit as you push back into your heels. Let's just try this for a second. I want to make sure everybody's getting this. So we'll just do the polishing. So imagine you have a nice polished cloth, and just start with the yin. Start in your toes, okay? And so this is plucking, and splitting is this pushing out into your heels, so about here, okay? And then pull in again. So if I had somebody on my back, as I do this bit, somebody could be going like this around my back, pushing me out this way. Try that a little bit if you, I don't know if that helps or not, but.
Bill, would it be correct to say that the back, maybe you just said it, the back always remains open, it's just more open?
Yeah, I mean, so when you're plucking, I mean, and the front of your body is closed, you can kind of translate that closed back to the back as a beginning place again to feel it open from. So yeah, the back never closes really. And I really, I think gathering and opening are better words than closing and opening. But
is the opening, is this like at the Jade Gate? Is this where there's this expansion and contraction?
Yeah, I mean, the opening is very similar to what's happening in the claw. Okay, so the claw is like lengthening and then drawing in. So from the Jade, let's just see if I can do. So if I'm out like this, from the Jade Gate. Okay, yeah, try this. So we do it this way. We do it this way first. Now we'll try the other way. So open this way and feel that kind of the pulling in at the Jade Gate. Feel pulling in. So this is a condensing at the Jade Gate. Can folks feel that a little bit? So when I do it from this, so this is kind of like this breaststroke I've been talking about lately. So normally, well, it's not normal. I mean, so we've been practicing mostly these counterclockwise rotations on, or at least it's counterclockwise on the right channel. So if I go out to max, this is my max opening, and then I start pulling in here. There's a pulling in from Jade Gate, and it just draws in and opens again. So there's this gathering. The elbow has to stay in front of the body. It's in front of the body, okay? So you can review this. You can play with this a little bit.
Would it be correct to, I mean, feeling maybe it feels like, to me, it feels like there's as we're gathering and we're expanding, it's like a condensing to the spine and then an opening from the spine.
I think that's probably okay to say it that way. What I feel is like there's a pulling in from the side of the body in toward the Jade, and then it kind of reverses and pushes back out. So, I mean, you can kind of pull that through there too, and I think that would be the gathering. That would be a gathering kind of quality. It's hard to put words on these experiences, and just don't worry about them too much. we'll just play with them as time goes by. All right, I do want to work with I do want to work with this quality in the arms of Fair Lady who use the shuttles. And just let me show you where we are in the form. So we do this 7-star punch. We're going to drop the hands, and as we sink, the hands are going to rise up. And then there's this heel kick to the front. And then I'm going to sit down and step back this way. So this hand is going to be the lead jing as it comes through this way. But right about here, this hand takes over and it kind of comes out like this, okay? So the way, I'm going to just do it at speed, as slow as I can. And then what happens with this heel kick to the front, imagine that something at the back of your wrists are pulling up on the empty knee. And this is condense and disperse real quick. I'm going to sit back here. I'm going to come through this way. I'm going to come through this way. And I'm going to swing out to this direction. I'm going to feel this wave in front of me. And then I'm going to tuck in underneath it. Okay. All right. So.
Ow.
Was that ouch?
Wow.
Yeah. So let's just start with, I want to just start with the hands, okay? And so you start feeling this. So we can, if you want, you can start all the way in the right leg and you can do your kick out. I am having a really hard time with my hips, so I can't kick very high right now, but just, this should be out and it's a kick with the heel in the kind of left direction to the left diagonal. Okay, so that rolls out. I'm going to shift my weight here and step back. She does this slightly, I'm just going to use this for now. And so everybody can stand here. So put your right foot back and the left hand straight ahead and the right hand right on front. And feel both hands have some jing in it, okay? The left hand is going to be the ascendant jing for a while. It doesn't mean this hand goes to sleep. This hand is important for defensive purposes, but this guy comes back and gets on the inside of the right elbow. So left hand to the inside of the right elbow. Don't collapse your left leg. So this is still like this. Then as I come forward, right as I'm about here, the fingertips in the left hand become important and they shoot out like a sword tip this way. And then it continues around to this diagonal back here. And then imagine you're going to pull this big wave over your head and you're going to come underneath it. Okay, this is Pung energy. You're going to sink underneath something, okay? But it's at a higher level. It's up here. It's above your head, really, that this energy is happening. So let's do this again. Kick, put the foot down, step back, and make this shape. Step back and make this shape here. Turn to the right, bring the left hand in front of the right elbow. Turn back, and let the right hand penetrate out to this diagonal. Then let it turn this way. So the jing comes onto the hand here. Turn this way. And we're going to roll it over. Feel this kind of sucking back and in. Roll it over this way. and then come underneath. So we're rolling the energy up above our head, and we're attacking with G underneath. We're doing Pung with the right hand, and G is going to kind of support it. It's very similar to what we do in Yang style. You may not have looked at this as Pung energy in Yang style, Rick, but this is how Robert thought about it. So let's do it one more time. Left hand out. So we basically do our kick here, we recover, and we step. Turn the back foot, so we're going to be able to face this way. As I pull out, readjust the front foot, and then come underneath it. She has this kind of wave action. She's taking something way over here, and she's going underneath at the base of it. Okay, she's throwing it over her head and striking underneath it. It's just like when somebody's going to touch my nose, if I sink here, what is this? Sinking and floating. This is Pung energy. I'm just ratcheting it higher. And then I'm going to come through here. So this is Pung in the left hand, and this is the G in this hand. Okay, so one more time.
Well, there's a weight shift.
Yes, okay, so let me describe that. Okay, we'll just start right here. All the weight on the right foot, your hands up like this. Feel, this is condense. What's condensing? Strike with the left knee. Strike with the left knee. Roll the hand, strike with the heel. Sit left. Shift the weight. So most of the weight is here, okay? I'm going to shift to the right. I'm going to shift back to the left. I'm going to shift around to the right, adjust the back foot. When I pull back, I will adjust the front foot. And I will come underneath. So I'm ending up more or less in a bow stance. So if I start here, I'm going to end to this diagonal. It's a diagonal. It may be hard for you to see this in the video. It's not 90 degrees. It's out toward the screen behind me. Okay. It's a beautiful winding in the body. Okay. Really feels great. It really should engage your rib cage, the tissue around your rib cage. It's a lot like when we did this one, the rainbow. It's very similar. It should feel very similar to that. So just do this for a second. Just feel this for a second. And I want maybe 75% of your awareness in the moving hand, 25% of your awareness in the still hand. So just feel that. So it's not just this guy going. So it's a kind of a split diffuse awareness that's necessary. Okay. Let's try the other side just to balance us out a little bit. Going to do this first Fair Ladies Weave Shuttles. We only do two directions in the IYTC. We do here, and then we do out to the front, both to this side. Okay. Got plenty of time, so. See how that works together? So this is home. So just feel this home, and then this rolling out. So what allows the rolling to happen? We've gathered, condense in the body, and then let out. Real quick. Shoot. Condense, bend the spine, and then shoot it real quick. I mean, honestly, the best thing to do is to do this really slowly. I can't really manage it very well anymore, but I'll do my best right there. And I sit left and adjust with the right foot. Come through with the left hand. Come under now with the right hand. Keep the left hand engaged as well. Turn the back foot in. Adjust the right foot. So she has this quality. It's like this. Imagine you're pulling something. You're pulling something. It gets going, and then you go and snap at its inside of it. You get it going, and you come in underneath. Okay. She has this real. Robert used to call this. Imagine like the vessel of your body, the Dantian in particular, but it was like a big ceramic wine jar or jug, you know, but huge, you know, maybe a 25-gallon one, and it was 3/4 full, and the water would start moving inside the jug, so it would have this sloshy quality. This is sloshy right here. So just watch me do this with slosh in mind, okay? Whoa. Okay, that's the next one. But just so this, it has this real, it's not linear, it doesn't stop and start. It's got a movement inside you all of its own. Okay.
Bill,
Yes,
would you do it with your back to us?
sure,
Thank you.
sure. So, good idea. So I'm gonna kick, step down. And I go on to the next one. I just want to work on this first one. So let me do that one more time. You guys can do this with me. So we finish with this punch. We're going to let our hands come down. As I sink in the right leg, my hands come up. So as I sink in the right leg, this is pung energy here too. Then this pulling up, rolling, striking, step back. Bring the left hand inside the right elbow. Shoot the right hand out beyond the left wrist. Swirl around to this side, to the right side, pull back. Feel the sloshy. Just do this a little bit. See if you can draw energy into your body. See if you can pull something over your head. Pull it over your head. We're going to work with this at the end of the class, this jumping rope. Now I want you to see if you can pull something over your head. Pull it over your head and come underneath. Just feel for that on your own for a second or two. Try that. You can start from the kick. I'll do it with you. Step back. Shift to the right. Change the jing in the hands. Now the right hand is most important. As you come to the right, adjust the back foot. So don't keep the back foot pointing this way. The back foot has to adjust with the waist. to the new direction, to the diagonal out here. The right foot is still kind of cockeyed. It's still this way. But now I'm going to adjust it right there. You see that? Does everybody get that adjusting in the feet? So don't hold on. I mean, I know when we all started the form, we would all go like this, you know, and we wouldn't turn the foot with the waist, you know. So turn the back foot with the waist in this one. Okay. Kicking, sinking. So keep the feet right where they are here. Shoot out here. Now let the back foot travel because we're going out way out this way. Pull back, let the right foot come loose, and then go underneath. I'll try to do this a little bit further out so you can see my feet a little better. One more time. Kick. Step back. Left hand inside right elbow. Right hand goes out. Feel like you got, look, I'm making the spirit sword. Feel like you have a sword. Your mind's way out there. Why? Because that's going to make your tsunami so much, it's way out there. Pull it over your head. Boom. Go underneath.
We end up with the weight on the right foot forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, John and she never talk about this, but yes, more or less. We're in a diagonal to the, so I'm straight this way. I'm going to go, so what would be, so this is 90 degrees and another 45, 135 degrees will be my next position. Off to the diagonal, off to the diagonal. And so the big thing about this is don't wave your arms. Let the arms kind of follow. They have to connect with the waist. So when you do this, it's not way out, you know. So the waist, see how my waist is turning? The waist is turning. So my hand is basically always in front of the channel. The hand is always in front of the channel. Don't let it swing way out. Okay? So to keep power in Tai Chi, in any martial art really, the better you are, the more you can fudge this. But way out here, you're not going to have any power in this hand. It has to associate with what's happening in here. And so you turn waist. The waist turn determines where this is because my waist is aligned with it. Okay. Waist is the commander. Let's do this one more time. Let's go from here. So go from here. So we'll face this way. So I'm going to stretch and open, bend, and pressing down through the empty right heel creates the strike. Boom, striking power here. Bring this left hand in. Bring this left hand in. Feel that. I've been trying to work with this idea of pressing down through the empty heel, empty leg without weight. Same thing here. Just press here. We're going to drop the hands and turn straight back. Think. Up. Roll everything out. Strike. Sit back. Left hand in. Feel that spiral. Change. Right hand. pull it back, adjust the front foot, come underneath. You can do kind of just a secondary little pulse underneath. Okay. Maybe try it one time if you can on your own. If you can't, don't worry about it. To see if any questions come up. Just try it if you can. You can follow Allie if you want. Allie, go ahead. Allie, turn your back, please. Turn your back. Left hand in, right hand out. Swoop through. Pull that sucker over your head. Get underneath it. Feel the slosh. Feel the slosh. Pretty sloshy. Phew, you are such a slosh, Allie. All right, one more time. Rick, get your right hand above the left there. As you come through, bring it above the left. So let me show. So as you do this, the right hand comes above here. Okay. The attack. So this is the main Jing out here. It wants freedom of action up here. Down here, it's going to be interrupted by this guy. So let it be above here. So shift back, and then so here, left hand comes in, right hand on top. Right hand.
I can't see you very well.
Oh, geez, sorry. Yeah, thanks. Good point. Wow, that sounded a tad snarky. So.
Not at all.
So here the right hand is on top. I'm going to come through this way. The left hand comes on top. And the right hand then comes on top of that. So we start here. Here it's below, but it travels above then. Okay? So just I really want everybody to feel this kind of coming through here. Extend. So you see this here? The right hand is above. We'll review this. Don't worry about getting it right now, but I just want you to see how beautiful these spirals are in the arms and everything associated with it. Moving our waist. We have a few more minutes, and I wanted to try one last idea associated with the energy behind the body. So we're gonna do some jumping rope, and then we're gonna sit